in your thoughts, in your dreams. How do you guys dream? You have these visions, you have these things. Well, that's his way of communicating to you what you're supposed to be. See, you're gifted. You can be whatever you want in this life. But oftentimes we choose to allow outside influences kind of deflect us from what we're supposed to be. And I'm here to help you today to identify that you have greatness in you, and it's just you. And you have to learn to put all distractions outside where it belongs. It's outside of where you've created your own world. See, Isaiah, your world is your world. It's nobody else. You can't let somebody project their world onto you. You have to decide that, you know what? I'm Isaiah. I've got things I want to accomplish in this life, and I'm going to accomplish it. No one's going to stop me. Not one single person is going to stop me. You know why? Because it is my vision. It is my dream. It is my assignment. It's for me. And if I allow other people to do that, guess what? If you give them permission, Chris, guess what? They'll take it. They'll take the permission to ruin your life if you allow it. So that doesn't mean that you have to go and deflect and say, you know, be bully about your life. No. What it means is stop being reactionary whenever things happen in your life, that, you know, any adversary or anything negative, when something happens in your life that is not in harmony, it's based on how you respond as opposed to how you react. See, oftentimes we react in a negative way because negative comes to us. But you control that. You are conquerors of your thoughts, of your mind, of your communication. So once you decide that, you know what, I know that's negative, but I'm going to look at the positive side of this thing. And it's easy to say that. It's real easy to say that. However, once you understand you have power over you, your mind has power over you, yourself, then you'll be a conqueror of so many more things in your life. You guys are so young. And when I was your age, I didn't know what was going to go on with my life. You know, and there were people in my life that say, you know what, you could be this or you could be that. But again, I have no knowledge of that. I hadn't lived long enough. We hadn't experienced anything, so I had no way of knowing what they were talking about. So I made choices just like you probably have. And I've decided to be with someone else that wasn't a good influence in my life, but at the time I didn't care because I liked them and it felt good and that's just where I wanted to be. But that's not always the best decision. And so what you have to do is understand and identify, you know what, for my life and my future, I want to have a future. You know, and I can't have a future because I believe I was put here on this earth, just like we all do, we're put on this earth for, again, an assignment, for something. You know, some of you guys are talented in art. You can sing, you can speak well, you understand well, you can encourage people. All of you have a gift. You're so gifted, and no one has a gift but you. But the only way that gift's ever going to come out, the only way it's ever going to come out, is you've got to open the door. It's like being in a jail cell with the door open, yet you won't walk out of it. But you can walk out of it because it is your dream, it is your gift that has been given to only you. It is your skill that's been given to only you. And because of that, and the reason I'm here today, and I believe everywhere I go, it's ordained for that particular place. For those people, it's there for them because they need to hear this exact thing. No speech I've ever given has ever been the same. It's never been the same. It always comes from here because I finally understood my gift was to give to you. You know, God showed me an ability as I was your age and I was growing up, and people and homeboys and homegirls were always hanging out with me, and they were like, man, you're always saying something nice. You're always saying something good. You're always doing this. You know, so I understood then. You know, I've been empowered. I've been gifted. I've been anointed to speak to young people and to encourage God's people, God's children, that they are gifted. And they need to use those gifts, because guess what happens when you don't use a gift? It lays dormant. Doesn't mean you lost it. It just lays dormant. But it's yours. It's always there for you to pull it out anytime you want to pull it out. But you have to make the choice to be who you're supposed to be. And it comes through prayer and meditation. And, you know, if you're not a believer in God, that's fine for you. But what I'm here to tell you is, if you meditate and you get into your thought, into your mind, because these great bodies that God has given us, it starts all up here in our mind. Every choice you make starts right here. There has not been one single thing made that didn't start in the mind first. Somebody had an idea, even a pencil. I need something to write with. They thought about it. You know, how can I get from A to B? You know, cars became involved. Horses and carriages came involved. Everything that happened first started in the mind. So each one of you think every day about something before you make a choice. You think about it. Before a decision is made, you think about it. And then you say, I'm going to do that. or I'm not going to do it. But every day that choice is there in the mind. And you need to identify, okay, what choice am I going to make? Is it a good choice for my life? Is it a bad choice for my life? Is it for the betterment of me? Or is it going to hurt me in the long run? You know, when I come to the Job Corps, you know, am I getting everything that I can get out of this? Do I show up early? Do I pay attention? Do I remove all distractions? Am I doing everything possible to make sure that I am enriched by my time here? Because guess what? We can't go back to yesterday. But the beautiful thing is there's a tomorrow. And because there's a tomorrow, we can gain as much information and energy and satisfaction in what we do this day, that to know tomorrow is going to be so amazing for us. See, I can sleep at night every day. You know, like just using last night, I can sleep last night very well knowing that I'm going to be put in front of you, which I've never seen before. But I was so excited and delighted knowing that I will be in front of each and every one of you to pass the message to you, because it's only for you. It's not for anybody else in McKinney. The message today is for you. It's because somebody somewhere, and I believe our God, his universe, believes that he wants to elevate you, and the time is now. So if you haven't been doing what you should be doing, he said the time is now. You can do it now. Do it now. I see you. Do it now. Now, if you ever know the story of Moses, he talked to Moses about, you know, Moses parted the Red Sea, and, you know, he got the 10 Commandments. He did all of that. But did you know he didn't want to do it in the beginning? He did not want to do it. He did not believe in himself. First of all, he murdered somebody, and his own brothers didn't even want him around him at the time. You know, the flock that he grew with, they didn't want him around. And he didn't speak well. So he didn't want to do what God had called him to do. He said, dude, find somebody else. Find somebody else. So he kind of had this dialogue with God to do something different. Don't choose me. And that's what we do to ourselves, see. Sometimes we go into a place and we say, I'm not good enough. It's not me. I got this going on. I did that. I did that. You got to learn to forgive yourself for anything that you've ever done. Forgive yourself, because all people, all of us, humankind, make mistakes every day. But we move past those things just to continue to walk into our future. You know, because our future is much brighter than our past. You got to divorce the past. Whatever you've done in your past, whatever mistakes you've made in your past, divorce it. Let it stay there. And look towards your future and gain whatever you can get out of this class. You know, people enrich you all the time. You know, my communication with you today is just for that reason. It's to communicate to you that you are great. You are everything that God has decided when he created you to be. And see, the thing he told Moses, when Moses was saying all of that, God said, who made you? His comment was, who made you? And what he's saying is, I made you. I know the gifts I gave you. I know the greatness I put in you. Why are you choosing not to do those things? Why are you choosing to beat yourself up? Because I'm not beating you up. God's saying, I'm not beating you up. You're beating yourself up. Why? I made you, and I made you perfect. The beautiful thing about any mistakes I've ever made, I've made a lot of them. You pull my name up, you're going to find all kinds of stuff on me. But I never let it stop me. I never let it stop me. I could go into a dark place at times in my past, and I said, man, but I came back because I remembered. I was made great. My spirit was made perfect, just like all of you. Your spirit is made perfect. You have great spirits. Your behaviors don't always stay in harmony with what you're thinking or how you feel, and you do some things, but guess what? Our God sees you as perfect. When I look at you, I see you as perfect. I was just coming out of Chicago just yesterday. I drove out of Chicago, and like she read some things, and God's allowed me to travel all over the world. Because I decided, you know what? You told me that I was going to speak to people, your people, and I was going to pass a message of enthusiasm and emotion, you know, because that's what I want to do. That's what I dreamed. That's what you showed me. And I'm going to trust you to do that. And you know what? Every time I go to the airport, they darn near give me any flight I want for next to nothing. I'll go online. I got an app on my phone, and I'll go in there, and I'll say, man, those tickets are really high this time. They're really high. And I said, well, I got to do it. The time's now. I got to go ahead and do it. And I'll get up there. And each time I went to New York for a penny. I just went to Chicago for $30. And prior to that, I was looking, it was $300 for, and I was like, how's that possible? But again, this universe, God's universe, whenever you're doing what he's decided you're supposed to be, things will open up for you. It will continually open up for you. If you're a writer, if you're a poet, whatever you are, if you decide to give those gifts back to the world and share, because we're here for each other. We're here for each other. If you give those gifts back to the world, it's going to pour back into you in an abundant way. Just trust that. Trust yourself. Trust your gifts. Trust your gifts, my man. These things are going to be a blessing to you, and I can't wait to see you guys elevate. You know, I'm going to leave each and one of you a card because I want to hear your stories. I want to hear that you got up every day and you say, you know what, I can do all things in Christ. I can do all things. I can do anything I want. I believe I was here for a purpose, and I can do whatever I want. Here's the thing. All you got to do is believe. And you got to believe in you. Because, see, a lot of people can believe in you, but they can't push you. They can't push you to where you go. You can have a coach. You know, some of you guys look like you were in sports before. You can have a coach, and he can yell at you and scream at you. He can get a couple of reps out of more reps out of you. However, you got teachers. They push you. They coach you. They try. But all the rest of it is self-discipline. It's you. You got to be able to want it. And then you got to believe. You got to believe in yourself. And what is belief? See, the easiest thing is to tell somebody, just believe, just believe, just believe. But I'm going to help you out with something. If I tell y'all right now it's dark outside, how many of you guys will believe me? Right? Not one single one of you. Why? Because you know it's not dark. You just believe it. I can jump up and down and scream and tell you it's dark, but you won't believe what I'm saying because you believe that it's light. You know it is. That's what belief is. Your skills, your talent, everything about you, you're gifted. Believe it. Don't let nobody convince you that it's not. And that's what happens. People on the outside will convince you. Outside influence can convince you that you're not what is already you. But you have to believe in you. You have to wake up every day and believe I am who I am. And I can accomplish so many things. You know your gifts. You know what they are. You just got to work at it. Because guess what? The only thing satisfying is to work. You have to work at your gifts. You have to craft it. Again, I use the analogy of sports because we work out, we play sports, we practice two days a week. 2 days, and we go to the gym and we do all that just to perfect that gift just for that one day. Just for that one day, that's what we do. So we have to continue to believe. Get in the mirror every day, Isaiah. Every day. I am Isaiah. I am gifted. You're a handsome guy. You're a handsome guy. Part of your appearance. You can use that gift. I'm a handsome guy. I can stand in front of folks. I can do some things. You know, I can help whatever it is you got. I can approach people. I can make it happen. I believe in me. Tell yourself that 1, 2, 10, 10,000 times until all the negative thing that wants to come in your thoughts is eradicated. It means it's destroyed. It's gone. It's gone. The only thing I know is I'm gifted, I'm blessed, and I can achieve whatever I want. Last thing, before I give you these cards. And you guys, and I'll give you my card so you can contact me if you want to. My foundation, and this is a nonprofit, is creatingyoungprofessionals.com. My only desire in this life is to travel all over the world. And like I said, I've been to many places. God has shown me 12 different cities over the last 11 months since September, since I started this. I've been to Los Angeles, I've been to New York, I've been to Las Vegas, I've been to Atlanta, I've been to Los Cabos in Mexico, just left Chicago, I'm headed to Detroit, headed to Europe, again here in 2 weeks. All of those places, ever since I decided I was going to do what I knew I was gifted to do. It can happen, and it can happen for you. My only regret, if I gotta have a regret, is that I didn't start when I was your age. If I had the knowledge now that I had at your age, think how much greater my life would be. And it's great now. But I'm 49 now, before I figured out the lesson, before I figured out, the secret for me. But you're at your age, identify who you are at your age, and watch your life just blossom to something great. And I can't wait till I'm 75 and you coming up and you're around 30 or 35, 40, and you're just all doing all kinds of stuff, man. You're just utilizing that gift. I can't wait to hear about it. I want to connect.